Alright, so welcome to another video on the channel. My name is Paul, and I always speak a lot about the importance of running ads, the importance about having a brand, the importance about being the authority amongst your niche, amongst your local area. But you have to match that that level of advertising with some great follow-up systems, right? When you get the lead, you have to call them. When you get the lead, you have to notify that they indeed submitted the form, because it's extremely easy for someone to just submit a form on something that they like or something that they're interested, right? But a submission of a form using your mobile phone is kind of like nothing with too much pressure, right? It's not the same submitting a form that going to the shop and actually submitting the form in the shop, right? So you have to put kind of that pressure in the new coming lead in order to make them feel like they're applying into something real, they're applying into something that is serious, right? So in today's video, I'm gonna show you my exact automations that I've been, improving day in and day out to actually, help my clients out and actually sign more deals, right? Because when you're, onboarding clients, when you're, basically delivering your services, right, you are always improving, right? In any aspect that you may think of, in any type of business, right? You will be always improving because you have to be up to date. You have to kind of update yourself into these new environments. And, once you find what works, just, use that, right? Because it works. So yeah, into this video, I'm going to show you the exact automations that I use on my own software, so I can make the new coming leads understand that they're applying into something serious, and also notifying my clients that they just got a new coming lead and that they need to call them as soon as possible. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So as you can already see, I have three different folders: a sales pipeline, a marketing, and a generic folder, right, with a bonus of a Google Reviews campaign, which is a thing that I'm going to explain you at the end of the video. But let's focus on the three main folders, which basically there will be the ones that you're going to be utilizing the most. Now, before actually keeping on explaining with the video, I want to tell you that I have an affiliate link, and I will leave it in the description. So if you want to basically get all these automations for your account, you can just log in with that affiliate link, and it should, you should be able to claim all these automations, plus the client snapshot and agency snapshot, right? So yeah, I'm starting with this affiliate thing, and yeah, if you would be interested in actually trying out, it will mean the world to me. So yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into it. So the sales pipeline, the first folder that we're going to use in order to use the automations, right? So basically we have 8 different stages. Obviously, we're going to use them all, but it's kind of a process that you have to explain to your clients, because at the end of the day, this is a game of coordination, right? So when you get into the opportunities tab, you have to explain to your client that he has to move around these stages, the stages that these leads are in, right? So if they have booked an appointment, right, and they didn't show or whatever, they will, I have an automation for that, so they can just notify me, right? But when they win the job, when they service delivery the lead, you will have to talk to your client to actually so they can understand what they have to do with the software, right? To get the best results possible. So with that being said, let's go straight into the automations, right? So as you can see, I have a shit ton of forms because I've been using forms, website forms for the funnel. I've been using Facebook forms, and I'm currently using 2 different Facebook forms for the ads that I'm currently running. And I'm also, I put the forms or the surveys that I have on the funnel. So if a lead also submits the funnel, I also know that. So first stage, you upload the opportunity and you basically put that, well, it's a new lead and that the status is open to basically, see what you can do with that new coming lead, right? So then you basically send an internal notification, basically pretty easy. You just say, hey, this is, your business software, and you actually say you have a new coming lead. Then, well, the same with the app. And then you also send the new coming lead this automation that they indeed submitted their information. So you basically notify them via email and SMS to basically let them know that they are indeed applying into something real. And I don't want to wait 2 minutes, for example, like most people do, because I want this thing to be as soon as possible. I want to make the lead from the moment that they submit the form, that they indeed submitted the form, and is in that exact moment that I want to talk with them. So I basically send them this SMS and email sequences in which, I basically tell them that, hey, congrats on claiming your offer. We are, the business that has claimed the offer, right? Have you ever experienced this service before? So the reason I ask a question is because it's in that exact moment that the lead is kind of hot, right? Because they just submitted the form and it's more likable to basically reply, right? So I basically put, a condition in which if they reply or if they don't reply, I'm basically going to either call them. So as you can see, I have a yes and a no, and then another yes and a no. This yes is basically, the AI software I always tell my clients about, which is basically analyzing if the lead was replying in a positive manner or was replying in a non-positive manner, right? So if they reply in a great way, they're going to get, a kind of thank you. And also I'm going to call them. So this call connect right here is kind of the most important piece of the puzzle. Yes, we are calling, if the lead doesn't respond, we are calling 5 hours in delay, right? Which is not that great, but that basically means that the lead is not interested. So we need to follow up. So this call connect basically calls the lead and actually connects with the owner, right? So in that way you are, making that job for your client, right? I'm gonna be honest, this sometimes kind of pisses off people, and when you actually call them, they get pissed off. But I mean, it is what it is. In this case, we're selling kitchens and bathrooms, and if I have to piss 100 people to just sell on, 5, I'm gonna piss off 100 people to sell on 5, because when you're selling high ticket, you are going to basically go through a lot of leads that are not qualified. You're going to go through a lot of leads that are time wasters, right? So you have to go through all these leads as fast as possible. And once you get through that, you get the sale, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, but you have to get the sale. And this is kind of the best way that I found to, ease that process, right? So even if they, respond in a positive way or in a non-positive way, they're going to get the call connect anyways. So, and as you can see, I have a lead right here. We just got, a non-positive answer, right? So in this case, I mean, it is what it is, but either way, if they reply or if they do not reply, they are going to get the call connect anyways, since I want to get my client as soon as possible to getting a sale, right? So in this case, if they do not reply, or if they reply, but it was kind of a shitty call, I would say, then we would send them another SMS. And if they reply to this booking SMS, that basically means that they could be interested. So I also make another call connect, or if they don't basically answer the phone, or if their intent type wasn't positive, I'll just send them I'll just send an internal notification to my client to basically do the action manually, right? So instead of connecting them straight away, I'm just going to send a message to my client saying that, hey, you got this lead, you have to call it, right? Because what I've seen that sometimes happens, right, is that your client is not always going to call the leads, because at the end of the day, being all the day on the phone is kind of a really boring job, but you have to make them understand that is the only way that they're going to get a sale, right? You can also hire an appointment setter and actually pay that appointment setter to deliver the services, right? And to actually call the leads. It's up to you, but I always prefer being the business owner, or maybe not the business owner, but someone who is, part of the business to make the calls, because they know what they're talking about, and they know, the materials, they know the delivery, they know all that stuff that, you need someone to actually know all that to defend themselves from where someone is calling, right? So yeah, let's keep with the automation again. Pretty simple. If they do not reply, they're going to get into this automation, and it's basically sending them messages over and over again about, booking on their calendar to basically schedule a consultation, right? Very simple, very straightforward, right? You just make a couple of, if and else, a couple of conditions. And yeah, you can also use kind of this leverage AI systems, right? In which you can actually see if their intent type is positive or not. I know that you can also put some ChatGPT prompts in here, but it's a thing that I'm going to do in the future, definitely. But right now I'm, service delivering some clients. We're still testing out some things. So I just want to keep it as straightforward as possible. And once I find someone that works, then is where, if I want to improve, I can start a split testing, for example, the ChatGPT prompts, which Go High Level also provides you with. So with that being said, the second automation, the second workflow is basically the appointment confirmation, right? In which you basically tell people that they just booked an appointment. As you can see, I have 2 leads here that seem that, they booked an appointment, right? And that basically means that, I'm doing my job correctly, right? But even though this is an awesome job, right? They're booking into the calendar, which is extremely fine. They sometimes don't show, right? So you have to put automations in place in order to remind leads, because this also happened to me. I needed to go to a chiropractor to basically better my health, right? I had my shoulder kind of pretty awkward. I had a lot of pain in my shoulder, right? So I needed someone to basically solve that problem, right? So I basically went to their website and I scheduled a consultation. But I scheduled the consultation like 2 weeks in the future, right? So when the 2 weeks passed and it was actually the day, I had to actually call the chiropractor telling this, like, is this the correct day and the correct hour? Because I don't remember. Why? Because he didn't have the automations in place to actually, at least one, message, simple message telling me that, hey, your appointment is that day and that hour. He didn't have that. So I had to remember it myself, and I had to call him to basically, schedule the consultation and confirm the consultation, right? So it's really important to have all the systems in place, because it could happen, right? So yeah, I basically, have an internal notification, basically telling my client that, a new lead has just submitted the scheduling form, right? The scheduling calendar. Then I send an instant SMS confirmation to the new coming lead, like, hey, you just confirmed or you just booked an appointment. Yep. And I basically tell them the date, the time, and all that stuff. And also, super important, confirm this is correct, to basically see if the lead is actually interested in that, right? So yeah, then I wait 1 day and we get into the waiting zone, right? Which is basically wait 2 days before the consultation, right? So 2 days before having the consultation, this is having in mind that the client has already talked with them, because at the end of the day, you're sending internal notifications to your client that, you just got a booking appointment, so you have to, call them, right? Because these leads are extremely interested. If they're booking appointments, they indeed need a renovation, right? So yeah, then I just move them into wait 2 days before the appointment, which is basically self-explanatory, right? You send them, in this case, an SMS reminder in which you basically tell them that, they have an appointment in 2 days. Pretty straightforward and simple, right? Now, I also have the wait 24 hours before the appointment, so 1 day, and I also have the 1 hour before the appointment, right? Now, once you basically did all these automations, you have to evaluate if the lead indeed showed or not, right? Because yeah, it's really cool to send them automations, and it's really cool to remind those leads to come into the appointment, right? And to actually, get with the owner and get that free estimate, okay? But if they don't show up, or if they show up but they weren't qualified, if they show up and they wanted to buy, you need that feedback with the business owner, or you need that feedback with the business, right? So right here, I have an internal notification in which I basically send the business owner about if they showed, if they paid, if they were qualified, or if they didn't show, right? So I'm going to quickly show you the form real quick, because I think that is really important. So firsthand, this is a thing that you're going to get if you basically get into my affiliate link, which is basically this appointment reminder. This is the email that the lead is going to receive once they book an appointment. So as you can see, it's not a simple email, with some words. It's actually, something that feels professional, something that feels like they're scheduling into something important, right? So yeah, pretty straightforward, right? You can basically see that you are scheduling a call, and you can add that day into the calendar, into the Google Calendar or Outlook, which is awesome, right? So, and you can also see the daytime and the location that you're going to meet, right? So it's pretty straightforward, but makes things extremely professional, right? And you want the leads to feel that. Now, email, sometimes, you don't get the best answer rate, right? But at the end of the day, you are doing something that leads are going to, be thankful, right? Now, internal notifications, right? Appointment follow-up, new lead notification, and new appointment notification. If I get into the appointment follow-up, you're basically going to see this exact form, I would say, right? So this is the kind of form that my clients receive once they schedule an appointment with someone and that appointment has passed, okay? So once they, even though if the lead showed up or not, they're going to receive this form right here, which is basically giving me feedback about, if they showed and purchased, if they just showed and got an estimate and needs to follow up, if they show it but are not interested, so I'm basically going to put them in the nurture campaign and that's it. Or if they didn't show, right? Because depending on this answer, I'm basically going to move the lead in one place or the other, right? So this is extremely important, right? Because it's very different to have, someone who showed but wasn't interested, that's someone who didn't show, right? So you need that feedback. You need that, constant kind of teamwork with your clients and yourself to basically to actually make your service a hell lot better, right? So again, this is something that you have to talk with the client. This is something that you have to explain it. And this is something that, you have to be in charge of once you onboard a client, or not even when you onboard them. During the service delivery, you need to schedule calls to actually, explain all these things, right? So I always laugh about all these gurus, I would say, that, they sell that a marketing agency is a simple business and a marketing agency is, making money. It's not. It's actually pretty hard. And if you care about your clients, you're going to be stressed, right? And this is the reason. I mean, you need to straight up improve your service delivery. And as Alex Hormozi says, you have to make your service delivery so good that you get referrals without asking, okay? So this is exactly what I'm basically aiming for. You don't just have to run ads and place automations. You also need a system to get instant feedback with the business owner to actually improve your business, right? Again, all these automations will be on my affiliate link. So yeah, make sure to click in there. Now, again, no show appointment. This is basically if the business owner of the guy in charge tells me that they didn't show, they're going to get into this campaign and they're going to get, SMS and emails reminding those leads that, hey, you missed the appointment. Is everything okay? Would you like to reschedule the call? Maybe not the call, but would you like to reschedule the appointment? And, we can meet each other at your home so I can basically evaluate what we can do. Then got an estimate, follow up. This is basically that, as I showed you on the forums, right? There's people that directly show up and pay, and there's people who show up, but they need to follow up. They're still hesitant about it. So this is basically a follow-up of automations, right? A sequence of automations to remind that lead if they want to talk about it. I think that I've put some automations related with, wait for 2 days or whatever. Yeah, wait 30 minutes. And then thanks for the meeting with us. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for the meeting again. You basically thank them for showing up, right? Because at the end of the day, they're committing into something. Then wait 2 days and say, hey, have you think about it? Have you reviewed the proposal? Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Then wait 2 days. If they answer, I'm going to basically connect them with the owner to basically schedule a meeting or consultation, right? And if they do not answer, I'm basically going to keep following up until day 7. And once they get here, I don't have an automation for that, as I can see, but the cool thing or the idea here would be to move them into the nurture campaign to basically once a week send them something related with the business, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're selling high ticket kitchens, bathrooms, flooring services, roofing, whatever the service may be, right? There's people that, they're thinking about it, but they're not prepared, right? So you need to have all that pipeline, ready in some place to actually nurturing your leads and, promoting your services in some way, because there is not such thing as, being present in the life of others, right? So just to give you an example, I follow a lot of people related with, business. I follow a lot of entrepreneurs. But for example, Alex Hormozi, okay? Why do a lot of entrepreneurs follow Alex Hormozi? Because he is valuable, he gives tips about business, and he is extremely intelligent, and he also has a proven track of records, right? But why do a lot of people follow Alex Hormozi and not, for example, Warren Buffett, right? And the reason why a lot of entrepreneurs look after Alex Hormozi and not, for example, Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett is not uploading constant videos on social media or whatever. He just, is kind of a laid back entrepreneur that, makes a shit ton of money and here and there, makes some books or whatever, right? But if you compare it to Alex Hormozi, he's literally everywhere. He uploads videos on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. I mean, he even has books, right? So he is literally everywhere. He does podcasts too. So there is no way that, a good entrepreneur doesn't know who Alex Hormozi is. So you kind of want to make the same thing with these leads, right? If they were interested in some point in getting a renovation, there is no way that you cannot take something out of them, right? So the only thing you have to do is prove to those leads that you're still doing and delivering the job, right? Because it's extremely easy. You paid for the lead, right? Because you're running ads. So you paid for that lead. And even though if you don't get it on day one, not even on month one or month three, even if you get it on 2 days after you got that lead, that is still valuable, right? Because it costs you near to nothing to send them an email and an SMS sequence about promotions or about the service you did, or uploading something on Instagram or Facebook related with your services, right? Because these simple things, these simple photos, videos, or whatever you may be uploading on emails or on social media, this is something that costs you near to nothing, and you can get a remodeling job for this price, right? Because you pay the lead, maybe it's not submitting this exact month, but he's submitting in a scheduling form in about a year, right? So yeah, again, it's extremely important to have these automations, right? So yeah, we have another closed sale. So basically, if they got an estimate and they closed the sale there, we basically put them in here. Then we have the review request direct mail. So once they have, once we delivered the service, or my client delivered the services, they'll just put them into, they just move on the pipeline into service done. So they will basically, receive a review request to actually make their Google workshop a hell lot better, and basically scale those rankings with Google reviews, right? And then we have the lost opportunity, just basically they scheduled a call, but the lead wasn't interested. We could, you can put it here, but I always prefer, instead of putting it into lost opportunity, I always put them directly into the nurture campaign. So maybe, again, in some years we get their job, right? So yeah. Now, in regards with the second and third folder, as you can see, the second one is marketing, which is basically a campaign that you're going to be reactivating. So this is basically campaigns that you can put all your leads in, literally, and you can send them an offer related with, a voucher that you're offering, or something that, enhances the leads to actually getting your services, right? So yeah, pretty straightforward, right? It's a simple automation that you can just build for yourself. And and following up with that, the third one, which is the generic, is basically the Facebook automations, the Facebook APIs, to basically keep track of all the leads that are coming from Facebook ads, to have all that linked, and to basically give feedback to Facebook that those leads are actually landing on the page and they are submitting the form, so they can kind of optimize the ads for that way. So yeah, pretty straightforward. As you can see, they submit the form or they booked an appointment, right? So yeah, you get the schedule API. Well, in this case, the schedule API, which is basically if they submit the booking form, right? If they booked an appointment, I'm going to tell Facebook that this exact action is a scheduling action. So I want them to have feedback on it to actually optimize for that, right? And it's essentially the same with the contact information. So basically, if you have a survey or a form, you're going to put in here, and the lead event, again, it's kind of the same, right? So yeah, that would be the automations that I use as a whole for my service delivery. And in regards with the Google Reviews campaign, which is the bonus for the people who stay till the end of this video, in which, as you can already see, pretty straightforward too. It's just, service delivery finished, and then you ask them for the review. But in this case that I've put the service finished, you can just put a manual action in which you're going to put all the leads that got the service, and you're going to basically blast an automation to them to see if they actually submitted a Google review or not. Because again, this is something that I also experienced, right? That you go into a local business and you get the service and you pay for it, but they don't ask to leave a killer review on Google, right? And this kind of, makes me sad in some ways, because they're losing a lot of potential, right? So in this way, if the owner doesn't remember to, actually remind them of leaving them a killer review, they will be notified with, this Google Reviews campaign, in which, as you can see, there's a condition, right? So I'm basically going to send them an SMS asking them the rate from a 1 to 5, which is basically the stars that you can put on Google, right? So I'm going to wait for a reply for 30 hours. And if they put, well, if they reply, right, something that is from a 1 to 3, I'm not actually going to post that review on Google, right? But if they put something in the weight from a 5 to 4, I'm going to send them the direct link, right, on their mobile phone and email to basically leave a killer review. So this is kind of a way of filtering the opinions of the leads, I would say, just to make sure that the reviews that we get are the best ones that we can also post, right? So yeah, and if they don't answer, they're just going to get in the same exact automations until they answer, right? So yeah, that would be basically it. Very simple again, and yeah, that was basically my whole system. Again, you can go to my affiliate link in the description and you can basically have everything for you, even the client snapshot and all that stuff. I'm gonna be also uploading new videos related with the landing page and related with the ads. But again, this is something that needs a little bit more time. So yeah, I'm going to, keep you up to date with that, but I just need a little bit more time to actually get a great amount of data to explain it to you on how you can analyze all that stuff. But again, this was a video talking about workflows, talking about service delivery, talking about automations that are, I think the most important thing on the service delivery. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video and if you found some value in it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, right? I'm gonna leave all my socials media on the description if you want to check it out. I also upload, valuable content in there. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you on next video. Peace.